Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wrap Wednesday. Today I'm going to be taking care of this trailer. So we're doing some reflective graphics. If you do any kind of vinyl work or you run a shop, you're going to be doing stuff like this. And if you're not, you should be, because you're losing a ton of money. So I'm going to show you how to do pretty much just normal decals. So we're doing wet application with reflective vinyl. Reflective vinyl being the same as like construction worker jackets, how the light hits it and it shines back in the middle of the night. So they're doing all their decals in this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep it and we're gonna wrap it. I have a couple extra things that I'm gonna show you as far as like tools and techniques that's gonna help you a lot, especially with rivets. I'm gonna be showing you also water application technique, because this vinyl is not normal wrapping vinyl. It's permanent vinyl, kind of similar to Oracal 651. So, as I start, I'm going to prep this. I'm going to get my eraser wheel out and my heat gun. I'm going to take off all these decals. I'm going to prep it. I'm going to wipe it down. I do have the decals ready over there. It's a very simple process for the most part. It's mostly just lining stuff up and measuring. That's pretty much it. Water application lets you reset. Being the permanent vinyl, I did a piece over here, as you can see, and just with my finger I set it and then pulled it up, and that is how much residue is left over. So this stuff is super tacky, but with water application it makes it 100 times easier on doing that. Before we start on this, I feel like I'm doing you a huge disservice if I'm not explaining kind of everything as we go. So just a couple quick minor details as far as doing this. Number one, what I charge roughly just for basic water application decals, you're looking at anywhere between $500 to $1,000 for a trailer. Now, that's a huge amount of money for something that you can design and put on and install in a day. The other thing to say too is I use two primary softwares. One is Inkscape. I use it on my iPad Pro. That's for more of like custom wraps where I'm designing kind of artsy stuff, I guess you say. I'm not a super artsy person, but I have my wife do it with a lot of that stuff. The second thing I use, me primarily, is Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. If you're not using that, to me it's a must. Some people are going to argue with me, and that's fine. To me it's a must. So what I do is I'll ask people either for a picture or their old file from the previous company. So this company got fed up with another graphic company in town. That's the majority of how I get my work. As you grow as a company, that's what's gonna happen. That's how you're gonna get your work. And it's not that I am stealing it, because I didn't. They reached out to me and asked for me to start doing this because they know my turnaround is so quick. This trailer is dropped off on Friday. Today is Monday. I'm gonna have it to him on Tuesday. And that's much quicker than he was waiting over a month just to get the final approval on the design. Now, I already have the design. They sent it to me. I have it cut out there with either a high quality picture or a file. All I'll do is I'll throw it up in Illustrator, use the trace function, and then that's pretty much it. Like I might have to do a little tweaking here and there. It's super simple, super easy to do. Like I said, if you're not doing it, you're losing a lot of money. Not everything's gonna be super crazy wraps and Corvettes and Audis and Lamborghinis and all that. A lot of it is gonna be stuff like this, and this is where your big money is. Me personally, my biggest income, I'm gonna share with you guys, my biggest income is actually tow trucks. What I do is I send it off. I don't use any overseas graphic designers. I use a more expensive one. I would probably choose maybe someone who's like a 1 or 2 year graphic design student that you know about. Reach out, Craigslist, Facebook, any of those things. Find them and kind of offer them what you think is fair. But with easier stuff like this is just straight up words and lines. I can do that. That's not a problem. I can even do the designing. It's a matter of how busy are you gonna be. So with stuff like this keeps me extremely busy, and I'm super happy to have it because it's a huge money maker. I cannot emphasize that enough. Moving on. Now I'm gonna set you guys up. I'm gonna prep this. We're gonna get to going. Now, if you don't know what this thing is, it is the best investment you'll ever make, ever, as far as doing wraps or graphics or anything like this. It's called a racer wheel. I buy them off Amazon, the super soft rubbery ones. They seem to work a bit better than this 3M one. This 3M one is a harder compound and obviously a lot less crap gets on you. But the issue with it that I notice with, unless it's on metal, a very hard metal, and certain adhesive, this just likes to push the adhesive around, not really pick it up. So with the soft rubber one, it kind of, as you can see, a lot of the eraser part comes off, but with that said, so does the adhesive. And it's a bit more forgiving. Like this, if you use this, even at a slow RPM, it will eat up plastics. So if that's like side fenders or emblems or anything like that, this will literally tear right through it. And I'm talking about super low RPM, not even getting hot. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. Yes, you'll get a little messy, but this eraser wheel is 100% totally worth it. I think they're like 25 bucks on Amazon. Not bad at all. That's almost always gonna be the way that I take off any kind of residue. So if I used, say, some kind of compound like Goo Off, this would take me forever. That eraser wheel, maybe 15 minutes on each side, and that's it. Okay, eraser wheel, wheeling, eraser wheeling done? I don't know. Anyways, so all the main gunk is off, all the residue. I'm going to go ahead and change first because I have this stuff literally all over me. It was even on my hat. Same thing, like if I go to sand a car for whatever reason, after I sand, I generally change just to keep all the crap from getting into the vinyl. Even though I'm doing wet application with this, still want to be better safe than sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and change. I'm gonna put you guys back up. Then I'm gonna wipe it down with isopropyl alcohol and water. And from there, I'm going to do the install. Wipe down, complete. It's pretty much, it is ready to start install. So generally what I do is I start with the easiest. So we have a line, a stripe with their phone number up here. And I'm just gonna use this as my line. Makes it super easy. I don't have to measure. I know I'm butting straight up against it. Super easy. Also, down here and down here, same thing. I have a line and it's going to be going pretty much all the way across here. I will be cutting around this, but that's it. My slip solution, as always, is a little bit of soap. So I use like 3 drops of Dawn soap and water. And this is for decals, not PPF. PPF, I use a different slip solution and tack solution. Starting from here, I'm gonna go ahead again, put you guys up. You're gonna watch how I do this. I'm gonna line it up. And for these smaller decals down here, I'm gonna show you how to line it up professionally, quickly, and easily. All right, so we did the top. We're just kind of giving it time to cure. We cut around most of these. With permanent vinyl, it's not gonna be perfect like you can get with car wrap and rivets, but you can get pretty dang close. So what we do, because with permanent vinyl, it can't really stretch like car vinyl, so you pretty much cut at all the creases and you have to cut around the rivets. If you look at pretty much any food truck, like the next time you see one, go up to it and look. If they didn't cut around the rivets, I guarantee it's all bubbled and it looks like shit compared to if you don't get a perfect exact circular cut around the rivet, no one's gonna notice. But you see wrinkles and bubbling, it looks like garbage, so don't do that. You have it all set up now to do the rest of this stuff. So these are all just tacked on, pretty much ready to go. So what I use instead of my heater is I have a laser level that's magnetic to this, so you can move this up or down if you want, and it goes here. So when it's blinking, it means it's too far up or down, and it needs to be adjusted because it has a gyro where it'll go like that, or it needs to be unlocked, which it is currently unlocked. So it needs to go up or down one way until it stops flashing. All right, so now that my neighbor is done mowing, the downsides of working out of your garage. So as you can see, what I have to do is lock it on this, because if I unlock it, this trailer is actually sitting in an angle because it's not even where it's sitting. So what I'm doing is I lock the gyro where it's at and I level it with these set of rivets right here so that I know what's exactly straight as per these rivets. From there, we're gonna go ahead and move our decals and we're gonna set up for putting them on. This side is done. I'm not going to show you the other side because it's rinse and repeat, but I wanted to give you an idea of, yeah, it's not the easiest. It's going to take some time to learn, and it's not as clean as fully wrapping something, but it's a cheap alternative where a company can get their name out there, shown easily, and all that stuff. Everything's really nice and clean, letting it dry. You will get some bubbles. I don't know if you can see them from that angle. You'll get some small bubbles that you'll have to pop out, which is not a big deal. Just use a puncture tool. I wait about 24 hours or so, so I'm gonna hold on to the trailer once I finish it today for another 24 hours to make sure everything cures and see if there's any more bubbles that pop up. But that's pretty much it. I mean, even if you charge $500 to do something like that, after material, you're still gonna make anywhere between $300 to $400, depending on what material you use. I'm only saying that because this stuff is more reflective vinyl, so it is a bit more pricey. I appreciate you guys watching it, and that's a wrap.